Всем привет! Короче, сегодня необычная запись. Я иду на прием к хиропрактору. Это чувак, который правит спину, не то, что вы подумали. Вот, и я договорился, что я сниму офис там. Вот это, кстати, в его доме. Это все происходит не его дом, я не знаю, дом специально под эти нужды снял. Под офис. И покажу там, что он делает. И, в принципе, я его поспрашиваю немножко. Good morning. Am I too late?
Close, but no, not yet.
All right.
Another 5 minutes you would have been.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you're video.
So you will be an operator today at some point when I will be on the table.
Oh, goody.
И вот визитка Matthew Snyder. Ну и вот это, значит, здесь ждут, заходят. Когда у нас в Беларуси, там в России, не знаю, это такой, как это, веранда летняя, как бы это называлось, такое, пристройчика у входа. Картина. Журналы для ожидающих. И я.
Let's go to work.
Good morning.
How are you?
This is my doctor, Professor Matthew.
Hi, everybody.
Это стол, значит, специальный.
So, how have you been feeling?
Good.
No problems with the back, neck,
It's better.
headaches.
Better.
Everything is better.
A lot better, yeah.
Excellent. Allergies are under control.
Yeah.
Good. Well, what do we have here we can show? This is an ultrasound unit. This creates a deep penetrating warmth in the body, and good for increasing circulation, reducing muscle soreness.
Okay.
This is a microamperage unit, microamperage electrical nerve stim. If you could manage to sneak this out of the office without me seeing, you could sell it and then buy a car. It's about a $6,000 unit. And this is another one, but it's not working. Customizable pillows. You inflate these guys with water so you can get proper support for the neck at night. They're very comfortable. This is what I use, but it makes them hard to travel with because water weighs 8 pounds a gallon, and so they get very heavy. If you put, mine's got about 1.5 liters of water in it to support my lousy posture.
Right.
Very comfortable.
Okay. Good. So I'm gonna lay down now and get myself healed.
Adjusted, yes.
Adjusted.
Okay, so now we have Alex laying on the table, and he's had some lower back issues, so we can get an idea of how the pelvis is sitting based on his leg length inequality, or how close they are in length. You can try and bring these. Alex, bring your right foot towards your left. And we can pick up that the right leg is a little bit shorter. We can see on the heel, he's got more heel wear on the left shoe, or excuse me, the right shoe, than he does on the left. So he's got kind of a chronic imbalance in this. The shorter leg hits the ground harder, it has more heel wear on it. Then I do a little scan of the body and kind of look straight up toward the head of the table. And it may be kind of subtle to see, but you can see the right buttocks is a little bit higher off the table than the left. so he has a little bit of torque in the pelvis. The shoulder blades sit fairly level, and the head is in midline. So I will use a couple of padded triangles underneath the hips to correct the leg length. We'll do that right now. So when we have the leg length inequality, there is tilting in the pelvis, and what happens with the pelvis line is if this hip rolls backwards, the pelvis rolls backwards, the hip comes up and makes that leg look shorter. That's the heel wear we see. So we're using these triangles here underneath his hips to balance them. We're trying to lift the right side up. The left one's a little higher, trying to push this down. When he first laid down, the pelvis line would present lower on the right, higher on the left. We push the high side down, the low side up. We want to try and make this line level. That allows the rest of the spine to stack on a level foundation. And typically people get off the table feeling pretty well, sometimes a little sleepy. So we'll have to see how Alex does after about 14 minutes of this. So we'll be right back. So Alex has been down on the table about 14 minutes. The leg length is now equal. Actually, we want the right a little bit longer, and it is. So we pull these traction supports out. I'll now go ahead and do some spinal mobilization using a small handheld instrument. People have pet names for it: pogo stick, doorstop, cherry pitter. And we'll work again on balancing this pelvis up. The right was low, so we're going to move all of this up. There's 3 points on the pelvis that we use. Top of the pelvis, inside edge of the bone on the bottom of the spine called the sacrum, and then the hip. And then as I move up the spine, about every 2 to 3 clicks is one segment sitting out of position. It takes 2 or 3 of these little guys to move a segment. The bumps that you can reach back and feel on your back or somebody else's grow irregularly, so chiropractors all go on the sides of those bumps, and when a spinal segment is turned to one direction, we can feel the height difference from side to side. To go to chiropractic college, which is a drugless, non-surgical profession of healing arts, kind of like acupuncture. It's the same prerequisites as going to medical school in the United States. Organic chemistry, the physics, all the hard stuff, except at current standards, a bachelor's degree is not required to go to chiropractic college, but it is required to go to medical school. Medical school also has the MCATs, the Medical College Admission Test. Chiropractic college does not have an admittance test yet. Hopefully that'll change. Where things are a little more significantly stuck, we require a little greater oomph, a little greater force to fix it, which is the case right here for Alex. It's probably a little tender on this side compared to this one. So we'll bring this one back to the right. Take a breath in, let it out. I don't know if the audio will pick up all the crunching, but there's quite a bit of it. Chiropractors are licensed in all states and several foreign countries. There are 17 chiropractic colleges worldwide. I attended one that's about 7 miles from here. Good man. And that's it. We are complete.
And I can push this again?
Yeah.
This is your office, huh?
Yeah, this is my consultation office. All new patients are interviewed here prior to doing any examination or treatment. It's important to get a detailed history because quite often just sitting and talking about things, I can figure out what's going on without even really needing to touch. And all of that's just based on years of experience.
You also do x-rays, right, if it's necessary?
If necessary, we have a very fast x-ray machine.
Right.
The faster the x-ray machine, the lower the radiation dose. It was about a $28,000 unit when I bought it.
Okay.
Brand new.
So, how hard is it to become...
It depends how... how one handles the basic sciences.
Right.
Getting through the chiropractic curriculum to pass the national boards requires a pretty good knowledge of the basic sciences. Once you're in practice, you really don't use those too much. I was in a very competitive class. We had a lot of really smart people, and that helped me get me through it. And I got married halfway through the program, and I spent more time with my classmates than I did with my wife. So I'm talking about 32 quarter units a quarter, every quarter, plus clinic time, and so it's quite involved.
Okay. And is your day like really busy day? Is that something that people, you know, do people prefer to go to a chiropractor, or they just go to regular doctors? Or I mean,
as a chiropractor, I see probably 10% of the population. So you can assume that a vast majority of people see medical doctors, while chiropractors only see a minority of the population. It seems to be increasing. There's greater insurance coverage for what we do, but the reimbursement to the doctor is declining. So more of my colleagues are opting out. Alex, you have Blue Shield, for example.
yeah.
My associate who works here, when I'm not, will not participate in Blue Shield's network because they have taken a very dramatic hit on how they're paying us.
Okay. And how much approximately, if someone becomes a doctor, a chiropractor, how much a person can make a year estimate?
It varies. It's all dependent on the services provided. Insurance companies now require greater documentation, so these charts all have to be written. These are some that were left over from Wednesday, and some from early morning today that I just haven't had time to write. So the income is declining as insurance companies are doing post audits. Your notes really have to substantiate what you do. You know, on the low end, anywhere from I couldn't fathom a guess, 20,000 to if you're very busy, maybe upwards of 300 to 500,000 a year.
So 50,000, no, 500.
$500,000.
Oh wow.
On the that would be on the very high end.
And on the low end would be,
20. It depends how many patients you see.
Right.
So it's all.
This is pretty big difference from 20,000 to $500,000.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's motivation, how hard you want to work,
Right.
how many days you want to work.
Ну вот, вы увидели мой визит к хиропрактору. На самом деле, очень много было английского. Я думал, что я буду переводить, походу, но не получилось. И так, чтобы вкратце рассказать, сначала он там показывал на столе пару машин. Одна для согревания мышечной ткани, там другая для расслабления мышц, то есть там электроды какие-то пропускает ток, я не знаю, как это правильно. Вот, а потом он просто показывал у меня, что у меня короче правая нога из-за того, что у меня там нижняя часть спины там, как это сказать, короче, какой-то дисбаланс, вот, и он это выравнивает, чтобы у меня спина нижняя не болела, то есть, когда много сидишь, естественно, то есть, разные проблемы со спиной возникают, если ты работаешь, естественно, надо больше заниматься спортом, йога, но времени особо нет. Вот после я поговорил, спрашивал, как как долго это стать специалистом. Вроде он сказал несколько лет школы именно для хиропракторов. То есть это не медицинская специальность. Они не выписывают таблетки, но тем не менее, то есть там есть колледж, есть программа обучающая, и занимает это несколько лет. Вот, и в итоге он говорит, что заработная плата может варьироваться там, от 20 тысяч в год до полмиллиона, смотря сколько человек в день он хочет, может видеть, сколько дней работать. Ну и говорит, единственное, что сейчас с одной стороны стали люди больше ходить к таким специалистам, да, вот именно не медицинским, которые не являются частью медицинской системы. Люди стали ходить больше, но с другой стороны страховка стала меньше, скажем так, покрывать, и стало больше работы с бумагами, больше волокиты, чтобы получить, скажем так, покрытие страховки, поход такого к специалисту, то есть там специалист должен описывать, что он делает, и немножко стало сложнее в этом вопросе, и зарплаты, естественно, прибыль уменьшилась, потому что надо больше писать, и меньше времени остается там на пациентов, меньше пациентов в день можно принять, потому что каждый пациент это a lot of paperwork, много работы. В общем, такой сюжетик, я не знаю, как вам понравилось, не понравилось, может, если у вас есть какие-то вопросы к доктору, я могу к ним передать, что-то спросить, что-то еще записать. В общем, все, с вами был Хвостович Александр, и всем спасибо, пока.